Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will. Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast in fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks depart, and each particular hair to stand and end, like quills upon the fretful porpentine. But this eternal blazon must not be to years of flesh and blood. List, list, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh God!
revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder? Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt, and duller shouldst thou be than the fat weed that rots itself in ease on Leith Wharf. Wouldst thou not stir in this? Now, Hamlet, here. 'Tis given out that, sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death, rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle?
I, that incestuous, that adulterate beast with witchcraft of his wits, with treacherous gifts, so wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce, one to his shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. O Hamlet, what a falling off was there, from me whose love was that of dignity, that it went in hand, even with the vow that I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine, but virtue as it never will be moved, though lewdness courted in a shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel linked, will sate itself in a celestial bed, and prey on garbage. But soft methinks I scent the morning air, brief let me be, sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Hebenon and vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distillment, whose effects hold such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver as it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor it doth posset, and curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine, and a most instant tetter barked about, most Lazar-like, with vile and loathsome crust all my smooth body. Cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhouselled, disappointed, unannaled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. O horrible, horrible, most horrible, if thou hast nature, and thee bear it not, let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned.
Unmixed with baser matter, yes, by heaven. O most pernicious woman, O villain, villain, smiling, damned woman. My tables, meet it is I set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word. It is adieu, adieu, remember me. I have sworn. Nay, but swear
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
upon my sword.
We have sworn, my lord, already.
Indeed, upon my sword, indeed.
Swear!
Ha ha, boy, sayest thou so? Art thou there, true penny? Come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage. Consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword.
Swear!
Hit ect ubique, then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen, and lay your hands again upon my sword. Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword.
Swear!
Well said, old mole. canst work in the earth so fast? O worthy prisoner, pioneer, once more remove, good friends.
Oh, day and night, but this is wonderful, wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt in your philosophy. But come, here as before, never so help you mercy, how strange or odd summer I there myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on, that you at such time seeing me never shall, with arms encumbered thus, or this head shake, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase, as well we know, or we could, and if we would, or if we list to speak, or there be, and if they might, or such an ambiguous giving out, to note that you know aught of me. This not to do, so grace and mercy at your most need help you. Swear.
Swear.
Rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, with all my love, I do commend me to you. And what a poor man as Hamlet is may do to express his love and friending to you. God willing shall not lack, let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint, O cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay.
The scene is complex for a number of reasons.
It's the first time Hamlet speaks to the ghost of his father.
It is when Hamlet learns of his father's murder and the murderer.
And it is the first of many times that Hamlet confides in Horatio.
Every time we cut from our scene to a clip from one of the 3 different movie versions of Hamlet, it was to highlight what we believe to be one of the most significant moments of the scene.
Here, we get a glimpse into what the ghost existence is like. He is clearly not in a better place, and seems to be in some sort of a purgatory where he is damned to repent for his sins in the afterlife. We later learn that this is because he was killed before he could absolve himself of his sins. Because Hamlet is able to learn what his father is enduring in this scene, he does not kill Claudius later on in the play when Claudius is praying. Because of what the ghost tells him here, Hamlet wants Claudius not only to die, but to suffer in the afterlife.
The ghost is saying that murder in and of itself is foul, and yet his own murder was not only foul, but unnatural. A little while later, we find out that it was unnatural because he was killed at a brother's hand. To take someone's life is against the laws of nature, but to do so to one's own family member is unthinkable. However, the ghost is saying that his own murder was unnatural because it was committed by a brother, and yet he is asking Hamlet to kill his own uncle. Does this irony go over the heads of Hamlet and the ghost, or do they truly believe that murder out of revenge is justified? We can never know for sure.
Hamlet is saying that the person who murdered him now wears his crown. This definitely points to Claudius as he took over for Hamlet's father as the king of Denmark. The choice of a serpent is significant because in historical context, serpents cause trouble and often get away with things due to elusivity and deception. This is also a biblical reference which references the story of Adam and Eve when Adam is tempted by a serpent into taking an apple from a forbidden tree.
Of Life of Crown of Queen, this phrase, or similar ones, show up a couple more times later on in the play. Here, it illustrates how Hamlet's father lost everything that mattered to him at the same time. It is interesting that the ghost does not say of family, but only says of queen. Perhaps he somehow knows that while Gertrude betrayed him almost immediately, Hamlet will always be on his side, so that he can never truly lose him. Or perhaps he does not care about Hamlet on the same level as these 3 things, which would be ironic since he is asking Hamlet to commit murder in order to avenge his death. He also puts crown above queen. Life is understandably first, but it is interesting that he would choose power over love. Perhaps this is just a random order, but it could also indicate that their marriage was not the perfect love story that Hamlet believed it to be. This also illustrates how Hamlet's father might have more in common with the throne-obsessed Claudius than we initially thought.
The ghost accuses Gertrude of damned incense, yet still does not wish for her to go to hell or for Hamlet to contrive against her. He does not believe she is innocent, nor that she will not be punished by the thorns that will prick and sting her. He simply wants Hamlet to leave Gertrude to the punishment of God, and not his own hand. This can be interpreted in two ways. Either the ghost wants Gertrude to have to live the rest of her life with the guilt of what she's done, or he actually still loves both her and Hamlet and doesn't want any harm to come to Gertrude, or for Hamlet to have to live with the guilt of harming his own mother.
Oh, didn't see you there. Here, Hamlet resolves to make his plan for revenge his only priority. He is getting rid of all trivial fond records. Everything he has experienced so far in his life is baser matter compared with the gravity of the task he must now carry out. He is throwing everything he's learned in his life out the window, so on some level he must suspect that he will not make it out of this whole ordeal alive. This could foreshadow his coming madness, as he is putting his entire life on hold to pursue a violent goal. It is also interesting that he refers to the ghost's task as a commandment. Hamlet is attaching a religious sense of duty to this plan, enhancing his feeling of the murder being a necessity. If he fails, then he fails both God and the ghost in the sky. This adds to the myriad of religious references in the play. Hamlet's mind is completely taken over a singular obsession which does not bode well for the future of our young protagonist.
When Hamlet says the time is out of joint, he is referring to the chaotic state of Denmark. Everything has been off since the death of Denmark's king, and now Hamlet knows it is because his father was murdered by his uncle. And he believes that the only thing that will make everything better is to murder his uncle. Hamlet is the only one who can do this because he was born to set it right. Not only is this a matter of family and pride, but Hamlet has now made it a matter of state as well. Denmark cannot stabilize until Hamlet completes his task, so he cannot fail for the sake of his father, his family, and his country.
This brings us to the end of Act 1.
This scene marks a turning point for both the characters and the plot.
Hamlet has a new conviction and sense of purpose that he will carry with him throughout the remainder of the play.
From this point on, everything that Hamlet does is in pursuit of his ultimate goal of revenge.